Doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Good neighbors, those affected by Hurricane Helene urgently need you. A donation to the American Red Cross provides meals, shelter, and hope. Join WGNS and Old South, Tennessee's favorite home builder, to have an even greater impact. For every dollar donated at wgnsradio.com, Old South will match it up to $25,000. Go to wgnsradio.com and tap the secure link, and with your help, we can make a difference. wgnsradio.com. Make your donations directly to the American Red Cross Helene relief efforts.
We're the Good Neighbor Network, FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, audio and video streaming at wgnsradio.com. This is the Roundtable. A look at the news, views, politics, and people that are shaping Rutherford County.
Good morning. This is Bill Krause on the WGNS Roundtable on a beautiful, little foggy at times, Thursday morning. And we are starting a new aspect of our show in one area where you have Sarah Callender, who's the executive director of the Downtown Group. And we're going to have Sarah about every 3 months bring two of the businesses that they serve. And today, Sarah, do you want to introduce our two guests, kicking it off? And the only problem when we introduce them, I'm getting so hungry. And it's only in the morning, but I'm thinking of chocolate and some Italian food and what have you. I don't know if that would really settle my stomach too well. So why don't you introduce our two, and then I want to hear a little background about both of them, where they were born, where they went to school, how they got to where they got, their journey of success.
Okay. Well, Bill, thanks for having us on the show. So I am the director with the Main Street program.
Main Street.
And so Main Street, gosh, we're going to celebrate 40 years next year. So we are an established nonprofit organization that works with the small businesses downtown, but also creates a sense of place by having events. So a lot of people know us from the farmers market and the Friday Night Live concerts and things. But the best part of my job is getting to know and help promote the small businesses. And so when you extended the invitation to invite some small businesses to be with us this morning, I reached out to these two guys. One, because they're great on the radio. I've been on the radio with them before, and they always say yes. They're so helpful. So we'll start with Chris Gerbman. Gerbman, with the Country Gourmet, and he and Karen are the owners of that.
Actually, technically,
Karen's
Karen
the owner,
is the owner.
right?
I am just an employee.
That's true.
You just work for Karen.
I work for my wife. That's correct. The Country Gourmet is located at 107 East Main Street in the heart of historic downtown Murfreesboro. We are just 3 doors up from the City Cafe, and we do specialty gifts, gift baskets, and gourmet chocolates. And if you haven't been in, you need to come in because we're already starting with the Christmas things. And what we have now won't be here at Christmas. There'll be something totally new and different. Every day is a new day at the Country Gourmet.
And you were born where? And give us the journey of your life.
So
Because I say this for a reason. I want our people who are part of our family of Rutherford County to know you not as business people, but as friends and neighbors who happen to be excellent in what you do. So tell us where you started out life and how you journeyed to historic downtown.
I started out life unusually now for the most of Murfreesborians. Right here in Murfreesboro, my wife and I both were born at Rutherford Hospital. That is no longer standing, and we both grew up here. I lived in Knoxville for 7 years, but for the most part, I came back for MTSU, graduated from there.
Good for you.
Worked in Brentwood at the Tennessee Baptist Convention.
Yep.
This is controversial. I was hired as their stripper.
Tell more.
Yes, you got our interest.
So I was a graphic designer, and I was hired to strip negatives together to make plates for printing. But yes, once my boss realized that I was telling everyone that I was hired as a stripper, he changed the title to graphic designer. But my wife and I met, married 30 years ago.
Wonderful.
And she already had the Country Gourmet working out of her house, and she did a lot of she did a lot of corporate gifts, not open to the public, just people ordering from company to company. We had 3 small children at home and people knocking at the door at 11 o'clock at night saying, I need a gift basket. So it was at that point that we said we need to go storefront. I left my job at TBC and came to work for her. So I've been her janitor and her sales team and her social media, everything, whatever, ever since.
Do you get to taste the chocolates?
I get to taste all the chocolates, even the ones we don't carry. So that's exciting and fattening.
But enjoyable.
But very enjoyable.
And our other gentleman.
Yeah, I'm going to introduce you, okay?
Yes,
Doug
yes.
is with the Marinas, and we're talking about how long Marinas has been here. I'm looking at my notes, 34 years, right? So, golly, you're one of the oldest businesses downtown, but it is one of my favorite. I have many, but it is one of them. Italian restaurant. So Marina's on the square, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. I'm Doug DeRoss, and we bought Marinas in March of '98.
Wow. Both of you, 30-some years, huh?
Mm-hmm. The original owners were Cindy and John Polverino, and I had moved here. You want a little bit of a background story. So I was about to get married, and my wife's had some family, some cousins that lived here. And Tennessee was growing. This was back in '92, and we were like, okay, well let's try Tennessee.
From where?
From Texas.
Texas.
Yeah, we met
Wow.
in Dallas, and but she had some family here. We knew we didn't want to raise a family in Dallas. It was too big for us. So I came up here about 3 months before the wedding, and I was like, if I get a job, we'll stay. Well, I got a job the first day in Franklin. Realized I couldn't live in Franklin. It was too expensive. So we checked out Murfreesboro. So I do that. Worked for Jimmy Jackson at Jackson Brothers Chevrolet here for a while. And after about 6 years of the car business, I was like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And Suzanne had said, she goes, why don't you own your own business? And I was like, okay. So John and Cindy used to buy their vehicles for me. So John came in one day and he was fed up with the restaurant business. He said, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. So I mentioned it to my wife and she's like, over my dead body. Because she had worked in a restaurant in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't want to do that. And after about 6 months, she goes, you know what? I think we should do this. And somehow the Lord just opened all the doors for us to go ahead and buy it. And it's been a huge blessing for my family. We used to live downtown before we bought Marinas, and we would walk down there. And so we knew the owners well. So it was a great fit. So we did that, and we have slowly changed things through the years. We've changed recipes, we've changed menus, we've changed the building itself. Matter of fact, the original owner Cindy was in about a month ago, and was telling my staff, I wasn't there, but was telling my staff that she was amazed at all the changes as far as the building and even the menu, and was very, very gracious. So we just love it. It's part of the community. I thought about moving Marina several times, and I've been told by many people I better not. So we plan on being here a long time. We just recently bought the building, finally, and so we've got a second floor, and we're not sure what we're going to do with it, but we'll figure it out.
Favorite foods? I'm always hungry. But if I were to eat something at 9:15 in the morning, what would I be eating?
At 9:15 in the morning? Well, we don't open till 11. But if at lunchtime, my favorite at the restaurant is the deluxe pizza. I think we've got
your toppings?
Sausage, pepperoni, ham, peppers, mushrooms, onions. I just think we make some of the best pizza in town. We make our dough fresh every single morning. And so I think that makes a big difference. Also, our pizza ovens are about 80 years old.
Wow.
They're the old deck ovens they used to use all over New York. And so it's got a different texture and taste, in my opinion. But everyone raves about our calzones. Those are what they like the most.
You know, Doug, there's very seldom a day that goes by that I don't have people in the shop that I ask them, you know, what brings you downtown? And they're like, oh, I'm just visiting. Where's a good place for lunch? And I tell them, every one of them, my favorite restaurant in Murfreesboro is Marina's. Get the stuffed slice if you can.
Yes.
If you can't get the stuffed slice, get the calzone. If you can't get that, get the tortellini, because everything is awesome there.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you.
So we love Marina's.
Are there many people like me who would order anchovy on the pizza?
No, but but we've got them. So we've got them.
That's my favorite. And I also have to ask the question on pizza. And I teach a lot of classes, both at Montclair and Columbia, and we talk about food all the time, and food's a wonderful topic. I ask students, how many of you eat cold pizza the morning after the night before? And I am amazed cold pizza coming out of the refrigerator the morning after the night before is huge among students.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something. My kids are probably gonna cringe if they hear this, but to me, the test of good pizza is if it's still good the next morning and it's cold.
Wow.
The reason why I say that is frozen dough balls that a lot of the companies use can't stand that test. It just turns to cardboard. But ours is great. I eat cold pizza all the time.
It's a great breakfast.
You're part of the majority.
There's your breakfast food.
Yeah,
Right there.
you got all the
absolutely. I don't know how the anchovies would taste
Yeah, I
too
don't know
much
about
in
that.
the morning. What are the hours, both retail facilities? What are your hours?
So the Country Gourmet is typically open from 10 to 5 Monday through Friday.
Okay.
And then when the farmers market's going on Saturday, we open at 8, since the market opens at 8, and we're open until 5. Now, during the Christmas season, after we've had our new Murfreesboro Ornament Premiere Party on November the 8th at 5 p.m., we'll start staying open till 6, which is a big deal for us. Our girls are not really excited to be staying at 1 extra hour every night.
Understand.
But we get so many people who are grateful for coming in and saying, I'm so glad you stayed open later because I couldn't get off work in time. And so typically from 10 to 5 Monday through Friday. And then when the market is not going on, we're 9 to 5.
Is a lot of your business online or telephone orders?
No, most of our business is
In
now
walk-in?
walk-in.
Okay.
We back during COVID, we did all of the things that everybody had to do to pivot and make things work. But we noticed that we lost most of our corporate accounts. We still have some, and we're very grateful for those. But most of the corporates sort of shut down their gift giving the way they used to. And so we actually have more walk-in traffic than anything else right now.
If you were to describe, I must really be getting hungry. You got the cold pizza, but now I'm thinking of the chocolate or the related to the chocolate. What would be the most popular that people would be seeking?
So for the last almost 10 years, the number one best-selling chocolate is the Dulce de Leche.
Describe
And
it.
It is a creamy caramel center with
You got to
a
say it
milk
slowly
chocolate,
so it melts
white
into the mouth.
chocolate shell. It's dusted with a hickory smoked sea salt. So you have savory, you have sweet, it's just a really, really good truffle. The number 2 bestseller is the triple chocolate burro bomb. And that one is a combination of both a milk chocolate and dark chocolate truffle center with a white chocolate shell, but then hidden in the bottom of the white chocolate are bittersweet cacao nibs. So you get bittersweet chocolate, dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and white chocolate all in one truffle. So, and then that's just 2 of the, we probably have 50 different truffles to choose from. So there are all kinds of chocolates.
Do you have, and I'm thinking off the top of my head what florists do you have an ability for somebody to buy a multi-month gift that every month they get a delivery for the entire year, for example?
We certainly can do that. What most people want to do is come in and pick out the different ones each season, because right now we have like a pumpkin spice truffle that looks like a pumpkin. Closer to Thanksgiving, we'll have a turkey shaped that doesn't taste like turkey. It tastes like dark chocolate or milk chocolate. But yeah, everybody wants to see them, pick them out. And
do they sample?
We do not offer free samples,
Okay.
but with a credit card, you can sample anything.
Gotcha. Well, I'm thinking years ago, city of Santa Barbara in California had a chocolate festival every year, and all the restaurants and stores had a specialty of something chocolate pizza, for example.
Oh, wow.
And that, and so
We
forth.
can do that, yeah.
And people, you'd buy a ticket. It was a fundraiser, and great possible project for the downtown. You'd buy a ticket, and you would have samples from the various retailers in the community. And by the time you finished, you were sick. I mean, that chocolate was having a collision in your tummy. But it might be an interesting thing, there's a chocolate festival, because people are chocoholics. There's no question.
Definitely. It's sort of a comfort food. It is a lot like Italian food. It's one of those things you go to when you just need to feel better.
That is true.
Well, you convince yourself too of that. What are your days and hours open?
We are open Tuesday through Saturday. Tuesday through Thursday, we open 11 to 8. On weekends, Friday and Saturday, we're open till 9. We're closed Sunday and Monday. I need 2 days off a week.
Understand. We'll be right back. We're having a wonderful conversation, and then I want to return to Sarah after we have the break and do a little discussion of events and activities coming up in our beautiful downtown area.
Hi, this is Chip Walters with Exit Realty Bob Lamb & Associates. You might know me as the voice of the Blue Raiders, but I want to be your trusted advisor in real estate. Whether you're buying or selling, it's time to choose Chip. Do you have a growing family and need to upsize? Are you an empty nester now and need to downsize? Are you thinking of selling your current home but just worried you can't find something else? Well, it's time to choose Chip. I'm looking to be your trusted advisor in real estate. I'm Chip Walters with Exit Realty Bob Lamb & Associates.
Fellas, if you've noticed a lack of energy, motivation, and drive, it could be low testosterone. Don't wait. Get checked by the experts at Low T Center. They have over a decade of experience helping patients achieve life-changing results with testosterone therapy, or TRT. And for established patients, they offer the convenience of physician-monitored at-home TRT with advanced personalized plans that include both lab testing and self-inject medication. Low T Center makes it easy, shipping directly to your door. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment online. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
As a leader in environmental services, sustainability is deeply integrated into our business model. At Middle Point Landfill, we are environmentalists at heart. This is Mike Klassen with Middle Point Landfill. We use cutting-edge technology in combination with our deep experience in recycling and waste services to protect our environment and our neighbors. That's our job, and that's our promise. We invite you to learn more about us at middlepointlandfill.com. For public services, we are sustainability in action.
It's a Slick Pig barbecue, spicy wings and Brunswick stew, everything made fresh for you at the Slick Pig barbecue. There's lean smoked turkey and chicken too, ribs so tender don't need to chew. Well, come on folks, I'm telling you, it's a Slick Pig barbecue. In 1920 East Main, you're gonna love the pig.
The Slick Pig Barbecue, a Murfreesboro tradition.
This is Good Neighbor Events with Bart Walker. Brought to you by the law offices of John Day and AmeriCare Pest Control.
I've got pests, bees, buzzing, rodents running all through my house. Ants chewing wood, and look, there's a mouse. I'm overrun with pests, but you're gonna be sure, safe and secure. It's the last rites for those pests. Call the best of the best to get rid of your pests.
893-7111. AmeriCare Services Incorporated. Call us today. 893-7111.
Now, WGNS Good Neighbor Events. Don't forget that classic car show this Saturday at Adams Place, 10 until 3 this Saturday. And it's all free at Adams Place this Saturday. They're at 1927 Memorial Boulevard. And again, the admission is free. There are free computer classes at the Technology Engagement Center. That's a part of our Rutherford County library system. One of the free computer classes is Monday afternoons at 3:30, and another is on Tuesday afternoons at 2:30. For information, call the Tech Center. The monthly Rutherford County Beekeepers Association meets at 7 o'clock Monday night, October 7th, at the Lane Agri-Park Auditorium. Put this on your calendar: spooky nighttime tours at Oakland's Mansion, Thursday night, October the 24th. Don't throw away Old Glory. Bring your tattered American flag to WGNS and let the girls from BSA Troop 2019 at Trinity United Methodist Church retire it with dignity. Plus, we also recycle Bibles. Those are WGNS Good Neighbor events.
Rutherford weather.
Skies will become mostly sunny here this afternoon with a high in the mid-80s. For tonight, partly cloudy, a low near 64. Friday, sunshine, high around 86 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki on News Radio WGNS.
Currently, it's 61.
WGNS is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. As a member of MTE, you have access to educational resources to help you tailor energy use to your lifestyle. Interested in electric vehicles? MTE offers incentives to learn about EVs and connect with others who share your interest.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
This is Bill Krause, round 2 segment of the WGNS Radio Roundtable, a Thursday morning edition. And before we get back, because I want these two gentlemen to just generate your appetite, I want them to, I'll be going over menus and choices besides your favorite and just really kind of pull it out. If I were going in for a 7-course meal at Marina's and start out with the soup and the salad and the main course and desserts, and then go down the street and get a package for my lovely wife of chocolates, etc. But before we do that, I want to go back to Sarah Callender, who's the executive director of downtown Murfreesboro. And here's some of the events that are coming up. You know, it's so hard to realize, especially because we had such hot weather 2 weeks ago, that we're now really getting into the Christmas season. You know, just paying off gifts from last year. So here we go again. So, Sarah, what's happening in our beautiful Murfreesboro?
Yeah, well, we don't like to skip over fall.
Yes.
So we have started the scarecrows downtown again. So if you're driving around this week, you're going to see them popping up around the different businesses. So that's a way that Main Street Murfreesboro collaborates with the community. And so we've got student groups from MTSU and different businesses and nonprofits. They make scarecrows, and then we match them up with the business, and they put them out on the sidewalk so you can walk around and scan a QR code and vote for your favorite, and they actually win prize money for participating. So that's exciting. But then the first big shopping event of the holiday season is what Chris mentioned before, November 8th. And that's what we used to call Sip, Shop, and Stroll, but now it's called Downtown After 5 to be all-inclusive of restaurants and the retail. And we're focusing on Friday evenings to try to get more people to come downtown and walk around. And the stores have little treats, and we're going to have buskers out on the sidewalk playing music. And we're actually going to have horse and buggy rides at this event. We'll be set up at the courthouse, and the Borough Art Crawl likes to tag on with this event and have artists set up. But I know for some businesses they have real big specials that night, like Chris mentioned briefly. You can ask him about that, the ornament revealing that Country Gourmet is famous for. And we've got so many restaurants now, so we're really promoting, like, just come downtown on Friday evening, and the stores stay open for this particular event until 8 p.m. So it's just a fun event. But we're also making up a concert that we canceled in July. So our Friday Night Live concert, we're going to have one in October on the 25th. It's the first time we've ever had a concert in October. So we don't know if we're going to be wearing sweaters or T-shirts yet.
Or umbrellas.
You just don't know. No umbrellas.
No umbrellas.
But the pilots are going to perform in front of the courthouse that Friday evening. So at 6:30 to 9:30, it's a free family-friendly concert. And we shut the square down and you bring your chairs and go out to eat and then sit and enjoy music. So.
And have a piece of chocolate
Of
and
course.
an anchovy pizza. I won't get off that too. Different sizes of gift packages you provide, not just a one for all.
Oh yeah, there are so many things to pick and choose from at the Country Gourmet. You can do something as small as a single truffle, and we'll wrap it with a little ribbon. You can do a 6 or 12 pack of truffles. You can also do full gift baskets. We have gift boxes and gift bags. I mean, there's over 3,000 different items to choose from in the shop. So and it's always changing. We also carry a whole lot of locally made, Tennessee made items. So there's an abundance of things to find, and you can usually find the right gift for someone.
Chris, I love how y'all have had vendors from the farmers market. You sell, because you do so much local, but you've had some of the people who've set up at the farmers market, then they get big and they start putting their products in your store.
Yeah, Candles by a Dad is a great example of that. Made right here in Murfreesboro. And they started making candles that are amazing, that also are high grade soy. The fragrances that are used won't affect your asthma, breathing. The wicks are the highest grade of wick that you can have in a candle. And we started carrying a few that are specific to the Country Gourmet. He doesn't have those anywhere else. And then he's got a whole line that he does, and he is gangbusters right now. He is. If you haven't found the Candles by a Dad, you need to. You can stop by the Country Gourmet and pick one up, but you can find him online as well.
You've had the Granola Girl.
Yep.
You've got her cookies.
Dixie Lace
right?
Delights. We still carry hers, although she
has
gotten so big that she is all over Canada.
Really?
She is in grocery store chains that are all over Canada. And she barely has time for us, but we do still get her to bring us some Dixie Lace Delights.
That's what's
from
neat
time to time.
about the farmers market too, and that extends through October, so you can still come downtown and visit the farmers market from 8 to 12, and then the stores are open, so it's a fun experience. But it's like an incubator space. We have these businesses that are just starting out of their home, and they get their feet wet, and then some of them go into brick and mortar. Blue Porch did that for a while, and Bagels, Burrow, or what are they called? The Bagel Guys over on the north side. They've gotten really big. They're looking for a physical space now to sell their bagels out of. But
your truffles made on site or off site?
No, these are actually some of the nation's top truffleteers and chocolatiers. We have them shipped in fresh from all over the U.S. We also import from Europe from time to time.
Is there a significant difference in taste?
Yes.
More expensive, I'm assuming, but
a little bit, not
much,
terribly.
okay.
Yeah, not terribly different. There are some that are just way overpriced that we don't carry, but there are some that are just as good that we do. So it's been fun over the last 30 years curating the best of the best. It means that I have to try them all.
Yes. And it doesn't show on weight, so.
Oh, well, thank you. I look very thin on the radio, yes.
yes. Give me an overview of respondents. Who are gifts bought for? And I know it's a whole wide amount, but is it primarily birthdays and anniversaries? But does it go into other things? What are some of the other things?
I mean, everything from a thank you.
Okay.
I'm going to get my hair done. I need to drop something off to the hairdresser. Oh, I've got a wedding anniversary. It's their 75th. I want to do something big. did a basket for a guy turning 100.
Wow.
And she came through and she picked everything out because she knew what he could eat and what he couldn't eat, and she had.
I hope
all
she
of this
bought
stuff
100 truffles.
And no, I do have a fellow who comes in and about once every 3 or 4 months, and he buys one of every chocolate.
Wow.
And that's a pricey bit of chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
And I ask him, how long does it take you and your wife to eat these? And he says, oh, it takes about 3 months.
Wow.
He doesn't give them away.
He does not. Okay, so Doug, I'm sorry. We as men are going to have to step it up, because this guy takes them, gives them to his wife, and then every evening after dinner, they pull out one chocolate.
Okay, that's
They
sweet.
make coffee, and during their coffee and truffle time, all the cell phones are turned off. Okay. Television is
Fantastic.
off. Kids are banished from that particular room. And whether it's 10 minutes or whether it's 30 minutes, it's their time together.
That's great. That's great.
And
That's
I thought,
sweet.
oh, he's making us all look bad.
You know what that reminds me of? Speaking of Doug and marinas,
Oh, no.
romance. And I think the first time I started going to marinas when I was a newlywed back in the late 90s, and my husband was at MTSU, y'all had like a date night special.
Yeah, we still do.
And, but you've got a lot of love stories, don't you?
We do, and actually it's an idea I've been playing with for a while, and mentioned it to my kids through the years, and my wife and stuff. They're like, you need to do this. Anyway, the idea is I counted once that we have, I believe, 18 or 19 people that used to work at marinas and met their spouse who was working at marinas also. And so because we've been there, I've owned it for 26 years, I guess, almost 27. So we've had about 18, 19 couples. I also hear stories all the time about how, my husband and I had our first date at marinas when we were in college, or my husband proposed. We do get a lot of people proposing there also. So my idea was to have those people who were marinas as a significant part of their love story send me a picture of them. Many restaurants, like in New York and stuff, will have that wall of fame, where it's famous people, famous couples, I guess. But I'd like to do that in marinas. Do a wall where, I can have a picture of the couple, and whether it was their first date or they worked at marinas or whatever. So that's something that we're going to try to start doing here pretty soon. We're redoing the website, so that'll be part of it also, to get the contacts of those people. So look forward to that.
Before we go back to the ideal meal, let's assume I was going to have the ideal meal. I want to go back on your gifts, because as you were talking, my mind was generating. Normally, I own quite a bit of rental property, and every Christmas I usually give them a card to a restaurant and so forth, a gift card to each of my residents. And, well, maybe I might just do, you have gift cards.
We do, and I know he does too.
Maybe 2 gift cards. I will be seeing the 2. I've got 14 properties, so I will be buying 14 gift cards.
All right.
For those of you who own property, you really like to create a nice relationship with your residents, give them a gift card every Christmas. Say, we appreciate you, and enjoy. And it's a real good motivator for them. Now, if I was sitting down and I took my wife for our next anniversary, will be our 59th anniversary, and you were to identify the ideal dinner. We're coming in for dinner. This is a special event, and I want to go all the way, the whole 5, 6, 7 course. First, tell me the soup that I'm going to be eating.
Usually there's 2 soups that we have. We have one that's Italian sausage and potato. It's something that we created shortly after I bought it. And so we've had that soup for 26 years. I get people texting, emailing, calling all the time. Can I have the recipe to that? So that's one of our really big ones. In the last 5 years.
On a cold, rainy night.
Right.
Do you give it to them?
I do.
Okay, I'm going to ask you.
Except I make it in 5-gallon batches, so they got to do the math.
Oh, okay.
The other thing is we have a tomato bisque that we've started about 5 years ago, and it's running a close second to what we call ISP, Italian sausage and potato. So that's pretty good with the soups.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to go to salads?
Yep.
People love our salads. They always have. It's an iceberg romaine blend with both, mozzarella and cheddar cheese, Roma tomatoes, and we make most of our dressings there. There's a few that we don't, but our ranch, people buy our ranch by like the quarts.
Yes.
All the time.
And your bread, Doug, don't leave
Oh,
out the bread.
I was thinking of that.
Yeah, we people love our bread, and it's free, but actually maybe it's helped my bottom line that everyone's trying to cut out carbs because we go through a lot of bread. Like I mentioned earlier, we make our dough, whether it's pizza dough, calzone dough, or bread dough, every day, and we make about 100 pounds a day.
Wow. Wow. And you have a relatively big kitchen, and
I wish it was bigger.
Oh, okay. Even with buying the building, any chance to bounce out a wall?
There's always a chance.
No. So we're at the salad. Now we get to the main course.
Well, don't forget the appetizers.
Oh, would I have that after the soup and after the salad, or before
the? Or you can have it whenever you want.
Give me some appetizers.
Well, we've got our spinach artichoke dip, which people love, and we serve that with our focaccia bread, and that's a huge seller. We also will do a cheese bread or garlic bread, just standard stuff like that. But what people also really like is our stuffed mushrooms.
Wow.
We
amazing.
We our stuffed mushrooms are medium-sized mushrooms stuffed with ground beef and Italian sausage. There's some stuff mixed in there like cheese and breadcrumbs and stuff, but we'll bake those and then we'll season them but we put it on a thin layer of our Alfredo, which we make constantly during the day, and that just, my wife calls it gravy. She just loves it so much.
Yes.
So we go through a lot of stuffed mushrooms. That would be a good to do as far as the appetizers.
Okay.
Now the main course. You want me to go to the main course? Man, that's a tough one. It depends what type of person you are. If you like the traditional pizzas, calzones, stuff like that, the kids food. But as far as the classics like our lasagna, when I first bought the restaurant, we actually took lasagna off the menu because I did not like it. It took me about a month to come up with the recipe that I wanted. But once we started that, we just started selling it like crazy. So lasagna is a great option. The tortellini, I think most of the people love the tortellini because it's both the marinara sauce we have and our Alfredo mixed together. I had one of my first managers, she would eat that every day for lunch. And I'm like, what are you eating, Andrea? And she's like, here, taste it. I was like, that's going on the menu. So I got to credit Andrea with that. And tortellini's great. Any of our
the manicotti is excellent.
Yeah, the manicotti. Chicken parmesan is a huge seller. Our eggplant. I think our eggplant is probably the best in town. There was a doctor here, Dr. Dixon, always used to say that we had the eggplant better than New York, which I always thought was
a compliment.
And I think the reason why is because we don't have fryers at marinas, so don't expect French fries or fried calamari or anything like that. Like I said, the kitchen's too small. But we bake it in the oven. And so it's not all greasy. It's nice and crisp. We do the same thing with our chicken parmesan. And so I think that's why people really like those two items because it's not full of grease. It's just baked. Let's see, all of our, what we call like our sauté dishes, whether it's the Tuscan shrimp, the Dante's Inferno, our spinach stuffed shells with the sautéed spinach, mushroom, and onions. Cajun chicken. The Cajun chicken.
Close to 11 a.m.
Well, we sell a lot of the Cajun chicken pasta. People really love that too. So our sauté dishes are a big hit also. There's really nothing you can't get there at marinas that I only sell what I like. If I don't like it, I don't put it on the menu.
Well, it's an interesting story. I don't know how many people out there do the same that we do. Love my wife dearly, but the one thing is she takes a long time to order food in a restaurant. And I've learned after all these years, because I always walk in a restaurant hungry. And I don't know if I can wait as she's going up and down the menu. Oh, is that good? Is that good? So I always say, pick 2 items, and we'll split the 2 items. I wonder how many, for couples, split 2 items so you have a double taste thrill.
We have that a lot. We have that.
Can't do soup. You could probably kick a bowl of soup into 2 cups.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be right back, and I hope you're getting hungry like I am, and that's not good for my tummy. But we will be right back after hearing words from our sponsors.
See website for details. Bills Happen is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, the credit card bill came and we're maxed out.
Great! Maxed out cards, rent is due, bills are piling up. We just need some extra cash to help us get by for a few weeks.
We should do what my brother did. He went to billshappen.com and got $3,000 the next day.
With our bad credit, I don't think so.
Billshappen.com is different. They are one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
I'm sure there's a lot of paperwork.
Nope, my brother said it was easy. He did it right from his phone.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000 in minutes, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. Bills Happen's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Great news! I went to billshappen.com, and we will have our money as soon as tomorrow.
Wow, that is fast.
If you need extra cash, go to billshappen.com. That's billshappen.com. Billshappen.com.
This is Kim Dunaway from Sunshine Nutrition Center. You hear me on Monday mornings at 7:20 talking about how to lead a healthier lifestyle. We carry supplements, personal care, and grocery items at both our Murfreesboro and Smyrna locations, family owned and operated since 1989.
At Bud's Tire Pros, we sell all major brands of tires, and we invite you to stop by today for that next set of tires. Or maybe you need us to check out your vehicle before you head out of town. We offer everything from brakes to batteries, alignments, and more. No appointments necessary. Just stop on by.
I'm Allison Mitchell with Bud's Tire Pros. We're located on East Main Street, exactly 3 miles from the town square, 1 mile past Rutherford Boulevard. Visit us online at budstirepros.tn.com.
Donate to the American Red Cross Hurricane Helene relief effort. If you go to wgnsradio.com through the secure portal, Old South Properties will match all donations up to $25,000. Donate now at wgnsradio.com, where your donation will have a greater impact.
Get set.
The Summer Games record for the women's 100-meter dash is 10.49 seconds. Meanwhile, you got pretty winded walking in from the mailbox this morning. But don't worry, you may not bring home the gold, but that doesn't mean you can't win a little green with instant games from the Tennessee Lottery. So unlock your inner winner today and play instant games for your chance to win gold. Cold hard cash. The Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Estate auction, Saturday, October the 12th.
206 Apollo Drive in Murfreesboro.
4,600 square foot home, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths.
Plus a 3-bay garage to be auctioned off.
October the 12th, Apollo Drive in Murfreesboro.
Auction by Major Brokers Auctions. Enjoy Slick Pig Barbecue at the auction under the Big Tent. License number 4941.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
This is Bill Krause in our third final segment of the WGNS Radio Roundtable, and I don't know about you folks, but I'm getting hungrier by the moment. And I wanted to talk about gifting that people have. We've had interesting family legacies that we've done on gifting. Believe it or not, this is an older lifetime of yours. Anytime we bought a new car for the family, either for ourselves or our kids, grandkids, and so forth, it always was an event that we went out to dinner to celebrate. You know, it'd be interesting in both your businesses that the car dealers in the community would gift out. They sell a vehicle, and here's a gift to have you think, enjoy the meal, celebrate, enjoy the gift package, and celebrate. Or I would assume that a real estate broker, as they just close an escrow and sell, this is the thank you for involving me in the purchase of your new home or purchase of a new condominium. And, that reaches out to people who hadn't thought of the fact of gifting. We think of anniversaries, we think of birthdays, we think of special events, and that's tradition. But on the other hand, to think, I guess I could almost say, as a teacher, and I'm not doing this for an advertisement for myself, but if students at MTSU wanted to express, not for grade purposes, a great appreciation or thank you for a special teacher, have them all go in together and get a meal coupon and a gift certificate and give it to their instructor. They would never forget it. Sarah, you want to talk about trick or treat and Halloween?
Sure. So we've got other events. Talking about the small businesses, this is something that they created, the trick or treat around the square. So I don't know how many years you guys have been doing it.
A bunch.
Over 20.
Yeah, about 20 years.
But Main Street has gotten involved, and so we try to promote it, and we get the police to shut the square down, and they're all there, so it's very safe for children to walk around. And we've been tracking it. We have over 2,000 people come to the square between 3 and 5 p.m. on whatever day Halloween is, if it's during the work week. And this year it's on Thursday. Mm-hmm. And so the businesses, they all agree. They shut their stores down and they sit out on the sidewalk, and a lot of them dress up and they give candy away. So it's a way for the businesses to give back and, say thank you and provide just a fun event. And hopefully it provides exposure for people that maybe haven't been and seen a particular store, and then they're slowly walking around the square with their kids and they're getting to see all the different businesses that we have. So that event, and the Christmas tree lighting is another huge event that brings a couple thousand people depending on the weather, and that's the first Friday in December. So December the 6th, we partner with the Rutherford County Courthouse, and they have the official tree, and we have Santa downtown, and the stores stay open, and we just have, it's a fun community event where school choirs get up and sing and dance, and Center for the Arts comes and performs part of their White Christmas show, and carriage rides and elves running around. It's just, everything is free for families, and a lot of partners that help make that happen.
We have roughly 400,000 people who live in Rutherford County, roughly 170,000 people who live in Murfreesboro. One of the questions that are always asked, talk about access and parking. You're coming to an event. How is access and parking for people who come to eat, come to enjoy?
We have got a plethora of parking if you don't mind walking maybe one block. And I think that's the message. Anytime I have the opportunity to say that, I say it. It's just like any other city now. You find the parking garages. We've got 2 of them on either side of the square. They're free. And there are empty spaces all during the day, especially on the weekend because the government's offices are closed. But if you're going to go to the farmer's market and spend all morning, if you're going to go walk around and shop, if you're going to go out to eat, just go off of the square. I said, don't even try to drive around the square. You're just going to get frustrated because we do have such a healthy micro ecosystem of businesses downtown that they have employees, and people are coming and going to different types of businesses, and they might have to stay a little bit longer. But we've got 2-hour parking on the square, 1-hour parking on the inner circle of the courthouse, but then right off of the square, there's lots of parking available. And even in the banks on the weekend, you can park in the bank parking lots. So when people say there's not enough parking, I'm like, well, actually,
it's really funny because people will tell me, oh, I had to park so far away. And I said, can I carry this bag out to the car? And they're across the street. It's not like they'll park at a big box store or grocery store, and they'll walk like 3 city blocks to get to the front door, and then they'll walk another 2 blocks inside and then walk back. But yet downtown, there's this mental image of, I don't want to walk. And it's gorgeous downtown. If you haven't walked around downtown, come around just to walk and walk around and look at all of the windows and all of the the plants that are blooming and see what the courthouse looks like. The landscaping at the courthouse is beautiful.
It is. They've done a great job.
How many of the students at MTSU, which certainly is a major source, consider downtown date night or downtown place to visit with their friends, a date or what have you?
Main Street just did a wonderful promotion with the incoming freshmen. You want to talk about that?
So we're collaborating with MTSU, and we tried it once in September, and it went so well. We're going to keep doing it through the month of October, where we're busing students from campus on Saturday mornings to the downtown every 15 minutes. So from 10 to 12, and then we're going to have greeters where the bus gets off in the Bank of America parking lot.
Wow.
So people can the volunteers can give them a map and say, like, welcome to downtown. If you have any questions, there's a public restroom in the courthouse, and there's lots of stores. And the first time we did it, we had 50 MTSU students who had never been downtown before.
Really?
And they all live on campus. They didn't have vehicles, or they just wanted an experience. But I'm sure, Doug, with the nightlife, you see lots of younger students and young adults.
Especially in the last 25, 26 years. It used to be there was only a couple bars downtown. You didn't get a lot of students. There was really not that many restaurants either. Maybe 5 or 6. But over the past, especially the past 10 years, the nightlife here on the square is phenomenal. I mean, there's so many things to do here. And even if you come to one of the restaurants down here and you have to wait, walk around the square. I know we started this as soon as cell phones came out 20 years ago, is we take your name, we take your cell number, and we call you about 5 minutes before your table's ready. I know when Binks used to be on the square, he said when he first opened, for the first 6 months, 80% of his business after 6 was people waiting for us for the restaurants.
Wow.
So, walk around instead of sitting in a waiting area staring at somebody. But yeah, you asked about MTSU and their effect. I know for me that summer is our slow period because there are so many students that aren't there. Now, something I'll shoot to you that I tried to do about 15 years ago, talking about downtown businesses, we had looked at trying to get a trolley on Thursday, Friday evenings and all day Saturday that just ran back and forth from MTSU.
Like in the evening?
For Thursday and Friday evening. Just to start off and see if that was something that was viable and just charge them $1 to try to pay for it. So
that came up when we were meeting with MTSU. Somebody remembered they used to bus students at night, and they had some really crazy stories of intoxicated students who, they were trying to get back on the bus. They didn't seem too happy about that. But I was like, but it's a great idea.
Interesting comment. You mentioned summer being relatively light due to MTSU. There's a lot of people visit MTSU, parents with prospective students. And wouldn't it be interesting that the advisors and counselors in admissions at MTSU had not a gift card or just a handout, that as you're touring MTSU, how about having a nice dinner when you're done, or lunch, having a nice lunch, got some wonderful places, or a gift, that trifle, just sounds good, and just visit the downtown square. And I'm not suggesting giving free coupons, but if it's a gift card and it says you get an appetizer with your dinner or what have you, and those mushrooms sound very, very attractive, that would probably generate some interesting interest.
And actually, MTSU does do that. They do that. I don't know if they've ever contacted you, but we've done that off and on through the years for orientations or prospective students, incoming freshmen. So it's a great idea. Like I said, we've done it off and on through the years.
Question I haven't asked you: you do takeout? People come in for takeout?
Yes, we have a lot of takeout. You mentioned earlier as far as catering. We do a lot of catering, do a lot of weddings. As a matter of fact, we've got a huge wedding we're doing this Saturday outside of Lewisburg. So we will travel a little bit. So if you come by Saturday for lunch, we'll probably be closed. Sorry. Like I said, small kitchen. It's a large one. It's a large wedding.
Wow. Do you have a menu already set? Is it a sit-down dinner or is it a
No, it's like a
buffet?
buffet. Yeah, we've realized that the food stays hotter. People get exactly what they want. They can come back as many times as they want. I think it takes a lot less stress off the bride and the mother of the bride.
Exactly. You ever tell people who go to a buffet, do what I do? Swim upstream the wrong way. Look at the desserts first. I mean, you're walking in, then look at the main course. Leave the salads till the end,
Right.
and just hit the fun and heavy food first.
Yeah, I don't think I do salads at buffets.
Give a phone, both of you, give a phone number and a access, email access, so people know. Take out a pen, pencil right now, and write this down carefully.
For Marinas on the Square, it'd be 615-849-8881.
One more time.
615-849-8881.
And you have a social media access?
Marinasonthesquare.net.
Okay, and how about you?
The Country Gourmet's phone number is 615-896-3634.
One more time.
615-896-3634. You can find us on the web at www.shopcountrygourmet.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram. We post daily.
Excellent. And I think I have to ask the one question before we say farewell. The one question is, how did country get in the name? You don't necessarily think of chocolates unless, where does the country come in?
Well, the Country Gourmet was sort of a oxymoron that said that we could do whatever we wanted. High end, low end, it didn't matter. We were a little of both. I have to tell you real briefly, Karen actually started the Country Gourmet by being the bread lady. And she made sourdough breads and muffins, and she had a bread route, and she took it all over the place. When it came time to name the company, a friend suggested naming it the Country Gourmet. That way it was open to interpretation. After a couple of years, one of the larger companies that she stopped in and sold her bread at said, we want to give we want to do gift baskets for each of our employees. We want your bread and some jam, and can you do some chocolates and things? And she did, and everybody loved it, and she thought, I like doing these gift baskets. And there was born the Country Gourmet as we know it now.
And
we no longer do the sourdough. We no longer do
they can go down to a wonderful restaurant called Marina's.
That's right.
And Marina, what do you think they got their name?
Actually, they got their name after their eldest daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when they opened it, they had one shot at the time, and her name was Marina. They had a couple more after they opened the restaurant, but that's where the name comes from.
I remember the photograph as you walked in the door of a toddler sitting in a pot of spaghetti.
Oh.
Spaghetti everywhere.
Yeah, she's in a colander and spaghetti all over her. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Sarah, do you want to do closing comments and thank our two gentlemen who most hopefully everyone out there sees what our Main Street Murfreesboro is like in terms of this is the best resource you can have in beautiful Murfreesboro.
Yeah, if you go to mainstreetmurfreesboro.org or follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Main Street Murfreesboro. We like to do shout outs to all of our businesses, so you really learn. You can go to the website and click on the business page and see all the list of businesses that are downtown and all of the events and information about even getting involved in volunteering downtown and helping with the historic preservation and the beautification of the center of our community, the heart of our community, that we like to say.
Special announcement for next week, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have the repeat of an interview with the late Governor Winfield Dunn, who passed away this last weekend. And in fact, this was Governor Dunn's last interview on public air, on radio. And you will see the reason I am promoting this, besides such a beautiful man and a beautiful interview, he was governor and was known as the Southern Gentleman. And he had just that perfect temperament. And in times of the political discussion and discourse that we have right now, it would be so refreshing to hear Governor Dunn share his philosophy. He was 96 when we had the interview. He passed away at the age of 97. But it's certainly a treasure of Tennessee that I think you all will enjoy next Thursday morning. We'll see you next week. Thank you.